I had a grandfather who was a Confucianist. He was not a Christian. He believed in the existence of some higher being. And he died several years ago. He was like 95 or 96. So that works to my favor, I think. For him, who grew up in an Eastern culture where the Koreans, that's my ethnicity, lived under Japanese oppression, for him, he has no difficulty with the justice of God. For him, coming from an Eastern perspective, has no problems that people who were wicked and evil and oppressive ought to be judged. But he would have more difficulty with the love of God. How can a loving God simply wipe away somehow all of the oppression and the wickedness? And I think that is not an exegetical fallacy on the part of Rob Bell and others, but it's an epistemological fallacy, in the sense that people, that we ought to understand this doctrine or read the scriptures primarily from a Western perspective, because Easterners or others who are non-Western view the doctrine of the justice of God and the doctrine of love very, very differently. So again, we have to read the scriptures, trying to understand the author's intention, and not try to assume that our social location is the appropriate way of reading the scriptures.
I worry about ministries that focus just on correcting everybody. A ministry of refutation of all the cults and errors that ever happened on the face of the earth, sort of thing. Because all you're doing is going around saying everybody's wrong all the time. There's something not only overly negative about that, but it'll eat like a cancer at your own soul. It finally promotes a kind of egocentricity. I'm right and everybody else is wrong. That is spiritually really, really dangerous. So therefore, what I've wanted to do in most of my books and preaching is to promote the truth as I understand it, to explain the scripture, to bring glory to Christ. I want people to see his magnificence. I want people to see his glory. I want people to see the sweep of biblical truth. And if they accept it or reject it, there's not much I can do about that. At the end of the day, that's in God's hands. But I want that proclaimed out there positively.